Paul, after a ropey half hour or so, happy with a point?
Yeah, happy with the point. It's always nice if you get a point if you play at your best as well, I think. So I just didn't think we started the game very well. We didn't stop crosses, didn't defend crosses well enough. We just didn't compete very well with ground duels, I don't think. We didn't get second balls. And then after we went 2-0 down, and we just looked a little bit more like it, which is surprising. And like, no disrespect to Barnet, they're only 3 points behind us. They're not like we've come in a cup game and we can just think we can just turn up and win. It isn't like that. The fans were excellent today before the game, and I just felt like it felt like to me first half we played a little bit like we've been promoted and this was our game after the season ends, if that makes sense. I just didn't think we had enough cutting edge. So obviously we fed back to them at half time, and we were fortunate that it took about 37 minutes before 37 minutes was the first cross. 37 minutes was the first cross, and we got a corner off it and scored. So we just didn't put enough forward play in our first half. So then to end up getting a draw out of it, and we could have nearly won it, pleases me. But you just can't afford to start games like that, that's all.
Yeah, I think after you got the equaliser, you'd have probably expected to go on and win it, wouldn't you? Or hoped.
Yeah, well, I was then going to do another double substitution, and then the second goal was excellent, and you can see what the team can do. And so yeah, to get the second goal the way we did, and I thought we'd have a chance to go on. Natty had a really good chance, and he obviously took his chance well, but another good chance at that end. If we'd have gone 3-2 up, it would have been happy days. The football gods would have been smiling on us. But if I'm honest, which I am, over the course of the game, I don't think we deserved all three. I think a point is a fair share of a really competitive, decent League Two game.
I mean, they did have the ball in the net when
about 8 times. Yeah.
Well, when the indirect free kick went in, were you? There must have been a little nervousness just for a second before realising that obviously you didn't touch him.
Yeah, you don't sit there as a manager. I mean, you're in constant anxiety, but you don't sit there thinking, "Oh, he didn't touch it." It went straight in way too easily, and then I'm thinking, and then there didn't seem like there was much panic.
No.
And it must have been about half a second, but felt like an hour, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's not a goal," and I'm like, "Well, obviously." No. I didn't think it at the time. I won't lie to you. And it's not the worst, and we were saying on the bench, it's not the worst idea to do. Hit it, you get a deflection, it's in. So. Yeah, we rode our luck there, and a couple of times we got cut open a little bit, so that's not really like us. But to come away when you're not at your best and get a point away from home, I've got to be pleased with that, and it's a good warning to the dressing room that, look, you can't start games like that, because in fairness they could have scored in the first few minutes. We could have been 3 or 4 down by half time and the game's gone. So we hung in, not at our best, but get a point, so we'll take that.
Ryan Glover down the right. Certainly first half, second half you controlled him, but first half he was having a field day a little bit.
Yeah, I just think that both of their wing backs had more of the ball in the final third than both of our wing backs. That's the absolute truth. So like if we went virtually man for man all over the pitch, but they had a field day, causing chaos, getting crosses in the box that we had to defend, and obviously winning a penalty with good play. Probably forced my hand a little bit, but that's what football is.
And I've forgotten the question. What was the question? Well, Nathaniel Mendes-Lang, he's starting to add goals. Obviously, it's just getting into those positions. Aaron Nemain was the person I was going to talk about initially, and say Aaron Nemain, who obviously made that goal, took the ball by the horns a little bit in that second half, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron looked exhausted. It's highly surprising. He must have done about 10 byline runs. Unfortunately, I wanted to do that first half as well, and I didn't think we ever got any good possession in the first half to allow that, if that makes sense. Whenever we had the ball, we couldn't have had the ball for more than 5 seconds, and then we were running back again. Whereas second half, I thought we had a bit more control when we had the ball, and obviously having Pato up top as a focal point, which helped as well. So it just felt, we just felt more comfortable second half. Although, obviously, we were still vulnerable. I'm not saying that we reduced them to very little, but there was a period of 10-15 minutes after the second goal that was virtually all us. But unfortunately, we just didn't have the cutting edge today to get that third goal.
And Nathaniel Mendes-Lang, he is adding that. He's in the right place at the right time, and there's only one place that ball was going, I think, really. He drove it in.
Yeah, it was exciting. I don't normally get too excited on the bench, but I think this was all the frustrations from the first half an hour were just building in me. So as soon as he hit it, you just fancy it to go in, and they're always great memories because you got your fans behind that goal. It's amazing. It's just a pity in a similar sort of area he couldn't get the winner, which would have been fitting and would have made me a lot happier on the way home. But again, like I said, we've got 30 odd games left. We've got to pick up points away from home. We have again today. We didn't get back-to-back defeats, which is good, but the dressing room feels disappointed they haven't taken all three, and that's a good thing.
You said in my half-time report that probably wouldn't have wanted to be in the dressing room at half-time. He looked quite stern in that first half. Did the players know how you felt?
Yeah. So you have to. I mean, my opening gambit was do you want to win? If you want to win, you need to hear some hard truths, and these are the hard truths. So that's our job as motivators and coaches. Sometimes you carrot, sometimes you stick. It might have been a little bit more stick, but in fairness, the reaction was really good second half. I thought the game changes came on and had a positive effect, and obviously, we pick a team. If they win, and you stay with the winning team. If they don't win, you don't have to, and it enables other players to be looked at and fight for a place. So that's the problems we've got now with a big game against Salford next week, to pick which we think are the most informed players, and maybe the pack needs a shuffle.
Yeah, you did make a couple of changes, didn't you?
At half time.
At half time, sorry.
Yeah. I brought Pato and Joe on, I think,
Yeah.
and then obviously Pato, like I said, gives us a focal point. We just thought the way they played, they left one up top, one at the back. Against our striker. We thought if we could get a tidy up pass, we'd be able to get in, and I think you could see that. I think Nat got in early on first half, and Rushy nearly did, but we just didn't have enough quality on the ball. So then when we flipped it and went a 9 and 2 10s. With Pato's focal point, and then we somehow managed to get more retention of the ball, and our wing backs had more of a part to play. So like Joe came on and put some crosses in as well, and Aaron, and we just looked more like us really. And obviously the game changes, they fatigue, they tire, then they feel the pressure that we're going to win it. So yeah, we made changes, and then we obviously made more changes. Brought Nath on, brought Dan on. I hate to think I forgot someone. I don't know if I brought any more on. Has there been 4 on? I thought I thought all the lads who went on done really well. However, I would have. If I'd have brought myself on at half time, I think I'd have been all right. So so I think they galvanised the group, and I know I've said this already, but if we can pick up a point against a good team when we're not at our best, then it says a lot of things. But we have to learn from it, because we can't get to April and look back with regret.
I thought you might be getting ready really with your press ups and stuff before the game.
My back was killing me.
Right.
So I in my first job, I used to do loads of press ups. I used to try and get one more every day, so I got up to like 90 odd, but I've sort of lost that now, unfortunately. But my back was killing me, so I was trying to stretch it off and crack it, and then it's just a physical release. I have demons on match days. I go running, I do press ups. It allowed me. I mean, luckily I got the press ups in, because I might have gone crazier at half time. Yeah. So count themselves lucky. But without sounding disingenuous in any way, I thought the fans were excellent today. Brilliant in the warm up, behind the team when the team needed it and possibly didn't deserve it in equal measure. So everyone who came today can contribute to that point. Thank you.
How important was the goal just before half time to give yourself a little bit more of a foothold going in that second half?
Yeah, it was crucial. I don't think it would have changed my team. Well, it didn't change my team talk. It didn't change my changes, my subs. That was evident in my brain when I spoke to the coaches. That's what we were going to do. So, yeah, we were fortunate to get a goal there. Like, there's no way at half time Barnet only deserved to be 1 up. They didn't. That's the truth. But then second half, I thought, apart from the free kick and the corner late on, I thought we were quite handsome, but we just didn't do enough to win, and that's how it is.
I suppose it's a concern as well that you're going behind in these games when previously it was you on the front foot.
Yeah, I think the first half an hour today was the worst half an hour away from home this season. So that's something that we have to look at. I thought like last week, obviously we went a goal down at Colchester, but it's a different sort of game and we played better. But today, like I said, I just thought we lost too many duels, and that take tactics out, shape out, confidence out, whatever. If you lose duels, you're in trouble. And first half we did, and then second half I don't think we did, and hence why we got a lot more control.
And that's League Two football, isn't it? Winning those duels.
Yeah, and well, if you don't win them, you're in trouble. Like before we left the stadium today, I showed the lads a clip of Arsenal in the 94th minute of Burnley when Burnley clear the Arsenal corner and like 8 Arsenal players are just running back in the 94th minute. Look, they're amazing players. They're the world's best players. They're coached brilliantly, whatever. However, if you don't get the fundamentals right, the desire to win and run and tackle, your quality doesn't show through. So that was what's disappointing today. I just didn't think we were very good in that. However, what I would say, you can't dispute the character of this team. They've been losing before and come back, and like they did last week. So there's definitely goals in the team. It just, we just need a week on the training ground to help them out for a big challenge next week.
And I suppose you'll be making a lot of changes for Tuesday night's game. I'm pretty sure it's a dead rubber, right? The Virtus
there'll
game.
be significant changes. I think it's fair to say. What's the most I can do? 11. There's a good chance I'll do 11 changes. So. I will obviously mix it up because the focus will be on the Saturday game.
Sure.